Hey everybody, it's me, Eric Comley, Garrard County 4-H Youth Development Agent, and this is another episode of On the Ground. So, I've been doing these for about a year, and I've loved every second of it, every flower that I've seen, even the ones that are the most common. I thought about doing one the other day on dandelions, and I probably still do one on dandelions, even though we consider those a weed, but they're really just a cool flower. But even the most common ones to the most endangered, rare plants that we have in Kentucky, it's been really an amazing journey to be able to come out and take a look at some of the cool plants that we have in Kentucky. I encourage you as we get into the spring, and it's absolutely beautiful today, for you to start to get out and walk around, take some hikes, and look for some of the things that over the last year I've talked about. Some of our spring ephemeral wildflowers, or some that are a little bit more longer lasting. So the wildflower I want to talk about today is this little flower that you see right here, okay? And you may have a hard time seeing it, and I'll try and get the camera a little bit closer. If nothing else, I'm going to take some still photographs of it as well. This one, the common name for this one is sweet pine sap. It is in the family Ericaceae, which is the heath family. But I have seen some listings of it in its own family, the Monotropsis family. So the scientific name for this one is Monotropsis odorata, okay? So the etymology, really quick: mono, meaning one or single, and then tropsis means to turn or change. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And then odorata means, and the first four letters of that one are O-D-O-R, so odor. So there's a smell to this one. And this one is one that is so well camouflaged. I mean, you can see, I'm going to take this oak leaf here, and if I just laid that over there, you would never know that it was there. Even if I did it just like that, it would be one that would disappear really quickly. So just by the camouflage alone, it's not going to be something that really stands out. Now, when I was given the directions to this particular site, what they told me, the directions they gave me, was walk down this particular trail, and as you walk through, turn around and come back. And as you come back, you'll actually smell this one. Now, I read on, I believe it was either the USDA site or the Forest Service site, the U.S. Forest Service site, that it smells like violets. And I don't really smell that, but it does have a very sweet smell. And when I came back up the trail, like the directions that I was given, I absolutely smelled this one. So if you look at this one, this is as big as it's going to get. So look, this one is about 1.5 inches tall, and it's really just an amazing flower. That obviously that the outer layer, you can see that it's extremely camouflaged. The stalk that you see that's coming up out of the ground has that deep purple to it, and then the flower itself has that deep purple with these whitish lips on there. Okay, so Monotropsis, as far as the range of this one is concerned, Kentucky, Virginia, West Virginia, up into Maryland and Delaware, that's about as far north as it's going to go. And then it extends down into the south, I think all the way up until about the edge of Florida. And then we are, of course, its western edge as well. So has this really beautiful smell to it. Now you'll notice that it has no green leaves on it, or has nothing green on it. And so when we think about plants, we traditionally think about green. We think about green leaves, or there's something green on it. And so plants should really be broken down into really two groups, okay? One are called the autotrophs, and which that means that they produce their own food. And you all know about the photosynthetic process, and that's where, the green leaves come in and all those kinds of things. So they're actually able to produce their own food. The other group are called the heterotrophs, And the heterotrophs actually don't produce their own food, so they rely on something else. And then there's a subgroup of that called the mycotrophs. This one used to be labeled in another group, the saprophytes, but this one is actually labeled in the mycotrophs. And we've talked about before that there's members of the orchid family that rely on what is called a mycorrhizal relationship, okay? And it's not just the orchid family, but there's several families and several plants that actually have to have some sort of fungal relationship in order to be able to grow. This is one of those. So what happens is that mycorrhizal attaches to the root system of a tree, and then this one actually comes in as a parasite on the roots of those trees and that mycorrhiza, and that's how it's fed, okay? So when we talk about terms like that, parasitic means that this one takes and does not give anything back. The other group, when we talk about that takes and also gives something back, would be a mutualistic relationship, okay? So really just a cool plant. Now, as far as human uses are concerned, I don't believe that there are any. There's no medicinal uses, and there's no edible uses for this one. So this is one that just purely is just is necessary for the ecology of the particular habitat or environment that it lives in. It is threatened in Kentucky, according to NatureServe. It is threatened, and so this is one that if you do find it, you want to make sure that you let the Office of Kentucky Nature Preserves know that there's a population that exists out there that maybe they're not aware of. Really just an amazing flower, though. So cool, smells so good. And so I'm gonna continue to wander around and look around and see if I can find anything else. But I'm sure I'm glad that you all have enjoyed the series and continue to hopefully learn a little bit about some of our cool wildflowers that we have here in Kentucky. And so I'm going to let you all go. So this has been Eric Comley, and this has been an episode of On the Ground. Hi, how are you all?
Good, how are you doing?
Doing good. I'm looking at a plant over here.
Cool.
So there's a family out taking a hike right now. So this is, like I said, this is Eric Comley. This is On the Ground. And if you need to reach me for any reason, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me on the Garrard County 4-H Facebook page, or you can reach me on my email address, eric.comley, C-O-M-L-E-Y, @uky.edu. And I look forward to your questions and your comments, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much. This is On the Ground, Eric Comley, Garrard County 4-H. Bye.